from one video to the next. Fuck that up already. Hello, I'm TheZOMBIEJ. And again, change of scenery. Why not? So, I want to talk about Hero Factory and its story. We all know the story of Hero Factory. You have these 6 heroes, at the time it was 6, going up against, at the time, Von Nebula being the main villain, not so much anymore, and all his minions. Then, obviously in 2.0, they got the upgrade. And then we got 2 new heroes. This was the introduction of CCBS, and wow, it's a fun system. I don't get what is wrong with y'all? Like, seriously, if you reject CCBS because it's simple, fuck you. Seriously, fuck you. CCBS is a fun system to work with. I've built plenty of mocks with it. I've experimented with it. I've cut up some CCBS parts in order to make things to work the way I want them to. And I had fun. Back when I was mock making. So, get over yourselves. Anyway. Then came 3.0. And you still got the upgrade. You still got CCBS. But they look like animals in a way. You got Rocco, the new character. Excuse me. And he had like a lion head type of thing. And yeah. Then you got the Witch Doctor, which is the big fucking evil man character thing. I really liked the Witch Doctor. I thought he was fucking awesome set. I still have him built. And yeah. Then you got Rocca XL, which was the first in the XL series. And some animals. This was fun. Breakout happened in 2012, so it was a 2-part episode thing. And you got, well, set-wise, you got all 9 heroes and 9 villains to go with them. Okay, that's pretty cool. But some of the heroes and some of the villains did not even exist in the fucking show. That's fucking bullshit. Why would you do that, Lego? You give us these sets like Breeze, for example. And you didn't put her in the fucking animation. What is wrong with you? Cunts! Seriously, that pisses me off more than anything. What was the point of giving us Breeze Breakout Edition if she wasn't going to appear in the fucking show? I don't get it. It pisses me the fuck off. You can tell. Fuck you, Lego. It felt like a waste. At least we got some cool parts. So they wanted to give us a complete collection of all 9 heroes. And I can respect that. But put them all in the fucking show, for Christ's sake! Even some of those villains didn't end up in the show either. Like Core Hunter! I like Core Hunter! The Breakout series, the Breakout part of Hero Factory was so much lost potential in the episodes, in the sets. The sets were cool, for the most part. Some of the villains were a little generic and lame, I guess you could say. Toxic Repo was kind of interesting. But, yeah. Anyway. Then Brain Attack happened, and this was the best wave. We didn't get all the heroes like we did last time, but the heroes we did get, these were the best representations of these heroes. Awesome. Breeze looks awesome. Inferno looks questionable, but fun. And really all of them look great. The Beasts look pretty cool too. Jet Rocca was fun for the most part, but also a complete waste because that version of Rocca was crap. And then came Invasion from Below. The worst year of Hero Factory. You can't deny it. The worst in terms of story is what there was cliffhangers. So again, the heroes, they get manufactured and created and put into service. We build heroes. Yeah, well, Mako Hero City, interesting idea for a city. Kind of a weird thing. The entire plot is easiest to follow by all means. It's too easy to follow, in fact. There are books out there that I haven't read that kind of expand on the story. Obviously, they weren't done that well. I didn't buy them, so they didn't sell that well, I'm sure. I didn't care about the Hero Factory books. I cared about the Bionicle books. Fuck you. So, when it comes to plot holes, there were some of them. What happened to Thresher? Is he dead? Is he decommissioned? Is he retired? What happened to that? What happened to Thresher? He had 2 guns for arms. His arms were guns! 2 of them! What happened to Thresher? Maybe that was expanded upon in the book, I don't fucking know. There were plot holes, and it was annoying, and I hated it. There were cliffhangers. At the end of, what was it? Brain Attack, no, Breakout. Breakout, you see that the Dark Maker, or whatever the fuck his name is. I think Dark Maker was the name of, it was a fan name for the character. It works, I guess, but it's not official, so fuck you! The Dark Maker, even though at the end it was the hand, it was Von Nebula's hand. What the fuck? Well, is it Von Nebula or is it Dark Maker? They set Von Nebula free. They destroyed. Voltix set Von Nebula free. Apparently, that was a distraction, and Black Phantom came down with a tornado or some sort to launch the villains back out into the universe. And at the end of Breakout, we got Von Nebula's hand poking a laptop. Is that Von Nebula or is it Dark Maker? Because at the beginning of Brain Attack, we saw Dark Maker, who must have been like the twin brother of fucking Black Phantom. I don't know. He looks similar to him, different horns, but still. What the fuck was with the ending of Breakout? Yes, we got a cool song from Cryo Shell. That's still a fucking awesome song. You can't deny it. Good job, Cryo Shell. But still, at the end of Brain Attack, obviously, you know, there were still villains at large that were being dealt with by other heroes. And the main heroes, including Breeze, who was not in her breakout form. She was in her 2.0 form in episode, the Brain Attack episode. What the fuck? At the end of Brain Attack, you know, you saw these 2 worker dudes trying to repair some shit. And then they came across a ton of evil brains that got spawned out of the anus of the electric dragon, Dragon Bolt. What the flying fuck? So that was the cliffhanger. That was never explained. What the flying fuck is that? Then came Invasion from Below. The mechs are again. I've trashed these mechs to oblivion. The big Evo mech is okay for the most part, but the beasts were awesome for the most part. Even the little jumper things, you push on them, bing! They fly. Like the Vizorak from the playsets. The combination models are crap too. Anyway, story time. I didn't get any of the 2014 sets because they look so fucking stupid! The fucking goddamn mechs are trash. And they incorporated those into the story. With this Let's Play animation. I thought it's a Let's Play animation. Oh, what the fuck? It's part of the game apparently. It's like combining the animation segments of the game together into story mode, basically. A full movie story episode. It might as well be another episode of Hero Factory. They build their mechs on the spot with this conglomerate of what the flying fuck is it. So, they end up escaping from where the Queen Beast is. Unfortunately, there's another cliffhanger! At the end, you see the heroes in a ship. But you also see there's an egg! There's an egg with, I can only assume it was one of the a group of jumpers in there being birthed and spawned. And eventually they're going to take over that ship and probably possess the heroes. I don't know. That was a cliffhanger. That was never touched up upon. That's fucking ridiculous. That's fucking stupid. That's fucking retarded. Fuck! I slapped myself upside the head because I don't have a desk in front of me. I gotta tell you, the story for Hero Factory is bare bones, it's simple, it's bullshit, it tries to get complex at some points with the books, the comics, the games. The Invasion from Below game was the final nail in the coffin for this, for Hero Factory. The game was crap. The animation compilation, which looked like a full episode, it was not a full fucking episode. It was just segments in between gameplay from the game combined together into an episode. That is not an episode. That is not what you do. You can do that with actual video games, like, I don't know, Call of Duty, for example. Combine the cinematics into one game movie. People have done that before. But it just doesn't work with this Hero Factory Invasion from Below bullshit. It doesn't work. The story for Invasion from Below was not that great. 2013 was a decent story year, despite the cliffhanger. The story for Hero Factory felt like it had potential. It had potential? How am I saying these words when it clearly was a fucking fail? Oh my god, yes, it was a fucking failure. The story for Hero Factory was a fucking failure, and we all know it. I mean, seriously. This was bullshit. Now, obviously, it was catering towards kids. I get that. But still, it replaced Bionicle. And we were led to believe that this was going to be the successor to Bionicle. It was not the successor It was not the successor to... Fuck. It was not the successor to Bionicle. It will never be. It was a complete waste of time. If you bought the books and read them and loved them... Oh my god, what is wrong with you? You like the Hero Factory books? They expand upon the story as well as the comics. But still, This was a story that was too easy to follow, it seems. I needed something more complex, like Bionicle G-fucking-1. G2 was way too simple. In fact, it was more simple than G1. Yes, obviously. But it was also more simpler than fucking Hero Factory! What the fuck is going on with the stories for original LEGO themes? LEGO, are you fucking morons? What the hell? Do you not have confident writers for the stories? For your themes? Fuck! Hero Factory's story left a lot of people wanting more. Obviously. Because there was not enough of the story that was redeemable. The first year, it was okay. I will repeat that. The first year of Hero Factory was okay. But it wasn't okay enough. We needed more substance to the story, more layers, more density to the story. There needs to be more complicated stuff to it, like with Bionicle G1. But that wasn't going to happen. The best they could do was do the animated show and do the books, do the comics, and there you fucking go. It wasn't enough. Even though it felt like enough, it still wasn't enough. With Bionicle G2, they did the web animations from 2015, the Journey to Warren, I'd say comics, they're not even that. The graphic novels, the 3 books we got. There was nothing there. There was not enough story there to go on. But at the same time, it felt as complete as LEGO could give us. This was bullshit. And yeah, I can compare G2 to Hero Factory because they're both. I'd say Bionicle G2's story is worse than Hero Factory's, but still! How long is this fucking video? 18 goddamn minutes. I feel like I've wasted my energy enough on this topic. But seriously, the LEGO really shat the bed when it came to Hero Factory's story. It was a bed shitting moment for them. It's like, oh my god, what do we do? Yeah, well, we got these 6 heroes. We got 3 more coming next year. We've got so many villains we could talk about, and it ended up being a pain in the fucking dick. Now, again, the sets, for the most part, were great. Except for 2014. Fuck you. Invasion from Below was the worst in terms of the sets, except for the creatures. The creatures were cool. The mechs were crap. If you like those mechs, you know what, just fuck you. I like the creatures, but I'm not going to waste my money on buying every single one of them. There's no point. What am I going to do with them? Put them into the Bionicle universe? That actually might be interesting. Insert every one of the creatures from Invasion from Below, even the little jumper things, into maybe G2. Yeah. Insert the Invasion from Below creatures into G2. That might be interesting for a year 3. Wait a minute. Oh, this is getting ridiculous. Yeah, I just gave y'all an idea. Crossover! Hero Factory 2014 crossing over with G2 for a third year of G2 so that the TOA can fight the creatures from Invasion from Below. Oh my god, what a shit show that would be. Yes. I don't want that to happen. I mean, obviously y'all can write your own fucking fanfics and whatnot, but I don't think that crossing over Hero Factory 2014, at least the creatures, with G2 for a third potential year for G2, that just doesn't make sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah. In conclusion, because this, yeah. In conclusion, Hero Factory's story was crap. It was too easy to follow. It was way worse than Bionicle's story, because Bionicle's story, Bionicle G1 was a fantastic story. It was complex. It was layered. There was so much of this fucking story. And imagine if they kept it going until 2020. Oh my god. We wouldn't have had G2, but we still would have had G1. They would have kept it going for the 20 years of its, that would have spanned. Yeah. Then we would have gotten all 7 arcs complete. And it would take 20 years to complete those fucking arcs. Wow. But it didn't happen. Nope. In fact, I think it was like 3 or 4.5. I don't know. It wasn't complete. But it was complete enough with the final showdown between Makuta and Matanui. And the serials are still not finished. God damn it. To get some more water. What do you think about Hero Factory's story? What do you think about G2's story, Bionicle G2's story? Would you compare the two? Are they both simple? Are they both comparatively simple? Or is one worse than the other? I don't know, honestly. Personally, I believe that G2's story was, well, there was a lot of missed opportunities and whatnot. It could have been better if, you know, we got 2017, but we didn't. There was not even any evidence that showed a potential Bionicle 2017. I mean, seriously. But Hero Factory's story was somewhat of a tragedy, let's say. More so than Bionicle G1's, because G1's was fantastic. It was multi-layered. It was complex. It was convoluted, but in a good way. I enjoyed the story. You can't compare Bionicle to anything else. Not even, I don't know, Stargate SG-1 or anything like that. Or Star Wars or Star Trek. You can't compare Bionicle to anything else. It's unlike any story you've ever heard before. And if you can come up with something, put that in the comment section below. Other than that, I'd say just, yeah. Hero Factory, the sets were the best part of Hero Factory except for 2014. The story was just way too simple. It was not that good. It was worthless. The story was worthless. It was not worth following. And what parts I did follow, well, there wasn't much redeeming there. Overall, Hero Factory's story, for what it's worth, a void. Avoid like the plague. Just if you want to go back and buy all the Hero Factory sets from 2010 to 2014, I would say avoid the 2014 sets, but still, go ahead, go buy all those sets from those 5 years. That's 5 years worth of sets. That's going to cost hundreds of dollars, but go ahead, buy up all the sets, and let me know what you think of the CCBS ones, because I personally think CCBS is fantastic for what it is. I've built so much great stuff with it. I've had so many parts that broke, though, and that sucks. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'll be back tonight, later today probably, for another video. I don't know. We'll see. Otherwise, I'm going to have to save up my energy for tomorrow for another couple of videos. So, stay tuned for more videos. I'm TheZOMBIEJ. I'll see you folks there. Have a good fucking day, and peace.